Alright class, we're still doing with the diamond method, the diamond math problems. The last ones in the last video dealt with the sides given, or a top and a side given, or a bottom and a side given. Now, no sides are given. We're just left with the top and the bottom. You have to figure out the sides. This is exactly like what we're going to be doing when we factor polynomials in a couple days. So this is how I like to start out. I always think to myself, what are all my choices that multiply to 45? I'm not really worried about the negative right now. So what are all my choices to multiply to 45? So I have 9 times 5, and that's it. That's all I have. So I know a 9 has to go in one of these spots and a 5 has to go in another. Now, I know that the top number is negative, which means either the 9 or the 5 has to be negative. And I look down at the bottom. The bottom number is a positive. That means that I have to have a larger positive out of these two side numbers. So that makes the 5 a negative, because 9 minus 5 is 4. So I saw this was positive, so I made the larger of the two numbers positive, and the other one was negative. Okay? So let's do this second example. Negative 66 on the top, negative 5 on the bottom. So what multiplies to 66? Well, 6 times 11 does. Again, I'm not worried about the negative yet. 3 times 22 does. 2 times 33. And I believe that's all the factors I have off the top of my head. So I'm going to see if any of these work. Now, what you would want to do is find the two numbers that have a difference of 5. So in other words, count the numbers in between these. I say 5 because our bottom number is 5. So let us start with 6 and 11. So we have 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. So the difference, how many numbers from start to the end, or in between? So we have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 loops. That's a difference of 5. So that's the pair we want. So we want 11 and 6. Because 11 times 6 is 66, and there's a difference of 5. Now, how do we place the negative? And we know we need a negative because of the top number. The top number is a negative 66. So we know one of these has to be a negative. So look at the bottom number. The bottom number is negative 5. So that means the larger number on the sides has to be negative. So negative 11. So let's use our number line. I draw my number line right here, and I put in 0, and I go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. And I mark out negative 11, which is right there, and I want to count 6, and it's positive, so I go this way. Negatives, you go that way. So I count 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And see, we're right at that big line of negative 5, so we know we did it right. Let's move up to negative 12 on the top and 11 on the bottom. So what times what equals 12? Well, you could do 1 times 12, you could do 2 times 6, or you could do 3 times 4. Now, what either has a difference of 11 or can be added to 11? Well, this has a difference of 11 and can be added to 13. This, 2 times 6, that can be a difference of 4 or add to 8. And 3 and 4, that could be a difference of 1 and 4 plus 3 is 7. So which one of these pairs has an 11, either in the difference column or in the sum column? Well, 1 and 12 do. So 12 and 1. Now we know there needs to be a negative in one of these because we have a negative 12 on the top. So when you multiply two numbers together, it has to equal negative. That means one number has to be a negative. With that being said, we take the number in the bottom has to have the same sign as the larger number. So 11 is positive, that means the larger number 12 has to be positive. That makes the 1 a negative. So 12 minus 1, 11. Alright, let's do another example. Negative 63 and negative 2. So let's write out what times what equals 63. Yeah, 63, not negative 63, 63. So we could do 3 times, let me think, 21. 3 times 21 would be 63. We could do, no, not 6. We could do 7 times 9. That equals 63. So now let's think. What has a difference or a sum of 2? Well, if we subtract 21 and 3, you'll have 18. If we add them together, you'll have 24. 7 and 9, if you subtract them, you'll have 2. And if you add them, you'll have 16. So a difference or sum of 2, it looks to be 7 and 9. So I'm going to write 9, 7. Alright, we see both of these are negative, so there has to be a negative sign in our sides. So the bigger number always follows the bottom one, so that makes 9 negative. So negative 9 times 7 is negative 63. Negative 9 plus 7 is negative 2. There's our answer.